Professor Wander Braga, Mestre, 6th degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Vale Tudo fighter, doing multiple fights, bare knuckle, everything goes. People have no idea, man. They have no idea. The days representing Jiu-Jitsu in the cage, ring, whatever that was, whatever arena they set up in the street.
George used to call anybody from the street, man. You know, if you got a problem, okay. Come on, come over to the academy. The house was crazy, man.
That's how it was, huh?
Yeah. He even called the guy from the... I think I told you this once, right? I won a fight, but one of the 3 guys didn't show up because they didn't pay him. So he called the whole stadium like, pussies, you guys are pussies, you guys gotta, you know. Then one guy jumped in and I had to fight 20 minutes.
That night?
That night. After I won the tournament, you know, so... George was...
Those are the days, huh?
Yeah.
anything goes. Even like the Renzo Gracie, just all the events, huh? The Vale Tudo events. It got outlawed, right? For how many years? MMA?
Man, years is with my wife. So she's downstairs, I don't know.
Right.
But it's many
at
years,
least
man.
a decade at least,
you
know?
15 years, let's say that.
They outlawed it.
Okay, sorry. I started when I was 17. You know, so I was a purple belt by the time I did my first fight. But
they outlawed MMA in Rio.
In Rio, they outlawed probably, let's say, 12 years.
12 years, okay. Yeah. Okay. And then they had the UFC come back, right? Finally, they had enough money and stuff because of all the craziness, right? Those times, you know. So, yeah.
Man, remember one time that went to a national TV in Brazil, and everybody thought it was gonna be only a submission fight. But there was that Vale Tudo against Jiu-Jitsu and Luta Livre. Man, I don't know. Valide Ismail.
I'm gonna fix your headgear.
Okay.
Hold on. Take this off. And here we go. Now it's beautiful.
I knew something was wrong now. But it's kind of loose now. Okay.
Now it's loose?
No, perfect.
Yeah. That was it was different times, right? Yes. Different times. And you, as well as you, like you were like one of the main like black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts here in SoCal, competing and everything back in the early days here, 2000s, and it's cool, man. It's just to do a class here to teach, you know, because I lived in another state before, so to kind of be together with you on the New Mexico, and I would come visit my wife now, right? It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's been a long time, man.
And then you went to Brazil because we were still fighting, and you went to Brazil for 2 weeks with your family.
I got the thing was I applied for the green card. I'm gonna try to be very short, you know.
It's a
I applied for the green card, yes, and something went wrong with the green card. So my lawyer says, okay, meanwhile that you are doing the green card, which is not doing really well, let's go back to your 01. Which was extraordinary ability.
Right.
If we get that before the green card being denied, we cool. You know, so that's what happened. I got the 01, but I'm still waiting on the green card to become, you know, good. And then I had the denial for the green card. They gave me like 2 months to leave US, which I did. I went there to just get the 01 visa, you know, and the consulate says that...
In Brazil?
Yes.
To get the stamp.
Exactly. Because I was changing, right? So, and I used to do that. I used to renew my 01.
For a lot of years, right?
Yes. So I went there and I show everything. Everything was going so fine. And then the lady says, oh, but you had your green card denial. I say, yes, I did. But everything it's explained here, exhibit A, B, C, D, everything. She's like, I don't want to see it. The immigration is a mess. We know everything. So I'm not going to give you the permission to go back.
And your kids were American because they were born here. You had an established life here you lived here for a decade.
I have 2 academies. I bought a house.
You have a house, paying taxes, everything.
Paying tax, everything. 2 kids, American. You know, she looks at me, she says, they can go. No, you cannot.
And your kids were how old at the time?
7 and 6,
you know. God. Now your daughter's 18?
18. My son is, she's 18. My son is 20.
20. Yeah. That's crazy. Wow.
She's going to turn 19 in September now. Wow. Which was the time we went to Brazil.
What a crazy story. What a crazy story. And
now
you're back.
Yeah,
here we are.
Yeah.
here we are. We did a Zoom. I was like, man, Wander Braga, like Rudy, you know, Rudy Fisherman.
Rudy Fisherman, yeah.
Yeah, so I did a pod, and your name kept coming up, and of course we were, you know,
Rudy's a great guy.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. He's going through a lot of things, and he's a sort of, but jiu-jitsu fighter.
A warrior, man.
Warrior, yeah. But yeah, just your name kept coming. I was like, man, what's Wander up to? I haven't.
That's what jiu-jitsu is all about, man. You know, it teaches you how to. You know, it's like okay, it's like life. You know, you go down one time, but you have to fight and get back.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I did, man. It was, you know, I tell this to my friends and they start laughing and everything. But I'm proud of myself. You know.
Yeah.
Really proud, man. And
teaching in Rio, right? You've been teaching in Rio all these years.
I went back, man. I went back to the roots, you know. Even like it's not a big thing, but like I went back to get a bus to teach again. You understand what I'm saying? Like I had a nice car in America, a nice house.
And you took the bus to go teach.
I took the bus to go teach, man. You know, like for many years, man, I was thinking about it. You know, man. You know, and I wasn't
full circle.
Yeah.
Like when you were a teenager.
I remember one day I was sitting in a bus and I was like, man, what crazy stuff. You know, I'm like, I had a nice car, a house, and now I'm here. But you know, it's
How did you stay focused? What motivated you?
My kids, man, my family. You know, I had to do something for them. You know, without like, you see, like a 7-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl. You know, tell you every night, Daddy, you know, when I'm going to get my house back, my room back, you know, when I'm going to get this, when I'm going to get that. Daddy, can I go back to America, you know? It was hard, man. It was hard. And I can't keep saying too much because you're going to make me cry right now, man. You know, it's hard. Really hard, man. But I remember one time I didn't want to go to bed. Because every night was the worst time for me.
Nightmares.
Every night. No, not nightmares. Before I go to bed, no, my son wait for me to go because we went to my sister's house, you know, to get back on the feet again. So she says, okay, move with me. Stay here. Don't pay rent. You know, save some money. And I say, man, but, you know, it's you and my nephew, you know. She's like, don't worry. He's going to sleep with me. And then you guys sleep in the room. It was like me, my wife, and 2 kids in a little room, you know, which I'm glad she did, you know. But every night I go to the bed. He's waiting for me to say, Daddy, can we go back to America tomorrow? When are you going to go back? You know, I didn't want to hear that no more, you know. It was frustrating for me, you know. I was like, man. Then my wife would say, you going to go up? I'm like, no, I'm going to watch some more TV. But he keeps waiting. My son keeps waiting for me till I get to the bed so he can ask, can we go tomorrow? That was hard, man. But like I say, I'm here now, you know. And he came first.
Yeah, he was when we did the podcast. I don't know when it was.
Yeah, he came like a year and a half ago, which was very brave of him, you know.
Yeah, by himself. 18. He was here 18 at the time.
By himself, I say, man, pretty soon he's gonna call me and says, Daddy, I can't stay here by myself, you know. And man, I have to thank my friend Rigo, you know, that's opened the house for him. And he stays there. He got a bus to go work, and after 2 or 3 months, he bought his car. And he's here, he's studying, he wants to become a lawyer. You know, so it's great, man. He's doing good. I'm proud of him too, you know. Maybe the way I did, I teach him something, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. So
no matter what happens, right? It's not how many times you fall, but how many times you get up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
What a story, man. I can't believe
we're here sitting here. I'm going to write a book about that. No, I'm serious. I have already on, you know. There's a lot of stuff to say it, you know. Many stuff, man. Many stuff that happens in Brazil, and, you know, man, you know. And I can't believe it, too. I'm right here sitting in front of you, man.
We did a podcast on Zoom, right?
Yes. We talk about it, remember?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. It's different in person.
Yes.
You know? It's different just being together and feeling, you know?
Yes. You're right. You're right, man. You're right.
Man. How was, so your kids, they went to the schools and they went back to school in Brazil?
They went back to schools. They went through like a lot of bullying, you know? Because
they heard Portuguese was probably not so good.
Portuguese wasn't good. Was good, but with an accent, you know. So
they're American kids,
and
in Brazil.
they don't like soccer. And in Brazil, everybody's crazy about soccer, you know. So they like football, American football. They like basketball. So man, it was crazy.
Big
crazy.
cultural shock.
Yes,
Even.
yes. They went through a lot of stuff too, man. And I'm proud of my kids too. I'm proud of my family, you know. We stick together, you know. My wife, man, 22 years of marriage. You know, you don't see much these days, you know what I mean?
Why did you stay in Brazil? Why didn't you go to Europe or some other place like that?
So I was going to Europe to teach seminars, you know, which was one of the good things you know, it was my Massimo, Alberto, you know, Davide. They support me a lot, you know. And then I met the guys from Lebanon, and they keep going to Angola. And then I was like
Angola,
doing
Africa.
Yeah.
So you have an affiliate in Africa?
I have to. I had it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not my affiliate, but it's my best friend affiliate. You know, Aurelio. So he was like, man, you gotta come here teach for us a little bit, you know. So I stayed 1 month there.
How's I've never heard any stories about like in Africa, jiu-jitsu there.
Yeah, we had like a few guys there already, world champion and everything. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What belts?
Lobão was a world champion as a purple belt.
No way.
Yeah.
Adult
He was
belt, huh?
in my opinion, he was the one of the top guys in Angola, you know, and he right now he's doing pretty much really good, you know. He's having like his MMA show and he has his schools and everything.
Okay.
He lives towards jiu-jitsu and fights, you know what I mean? So which was really good to see that growing.
But he started with you guys in
the
gym.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was a very good competitor, man.
How long would you stay when you went to Africa? I've never heard any stories about like
it was
Africa,
it was like seminars, you know. So I went there to teach seminar. Then the guy liked it. He says, man, we gotta do this every 2 or 3 months. Then every 2 or 3 months, I would go there and stay like a month, and I teach for 1 month. Then I go back to Brazil. Then I have other like go to Italy, go to Portugal.
That side of the world.
Yeah, it was really good, man.
Yeah,
you know, make me like, how can I say? Because one time I remember I didn't want to see any more jiu-jitsu fights, nothing. I remember one time my student Gabriel Napão, he was fighting UFC and they were like talking about him, and they even said like, oh, he's a black belt.
I said you know your things, but as a coach as well, like Gabriel Napão, like your student, the UFC fought for the UFC title. You know, we would always see each other, and one of the times was at the UFC, and you were supposed to fight in the UFC as well.
Yes,
but the immigration thing always kind of
that's how everything started.
I see.
Because the UFC.
Because you were undefeated forever, which was like, and you had like 18, I don't know how many fights.
17.
You know? Yeah, and you were undefeated forever. And I mean, but you were waiting to go to the UFC.
One time, the lawyers from UFC, they said, look, we might have a problem with your status. So you either go to change these or, you know, it's going to be hard to fight.
Okay.
So I say, okay, I look for a lawyer, and then he says, okay, we can change for this. That's how it started.
Change from 01 to
green card.
Green card.
I don't know. I really don't know what happened, you know, like why they denied them that time, you know, because I showed them everything that they asked for, you know, and I don't know what went wrong. So they can deny my green card, you know?
I mean, it's like, it blows my mind, right? Like, your kids are American, like, you have this way of life, your stuff full of things on the internet, right?
Exactly. Okay, I remember one thing that, like I say, it was a long time ago, you know? So I tried to take all that out of my mind, all the negative, because I kept thinking about it, you know?
Depression,
Yeah. But I remember I was reading that I gave an interview one time saying that when I came to America, I went through a lot of stuff too, because I didn't want I had money in Brazil. I had my mom in Brazil. I have everything in Brazil. But I didn't want to get the money, you know, to pay my stuff here. And I remember talking to my wife, and she said, okay, if we're going to grow, we're going to go without asking money to anybody, right? So I remember I had one of the fights that I did in SoCal. And I didn't have money to eat, man, you know, and we went to a food store, you know, not a food store like McDonald's or something, you know.
Fast food.
Fast food, yes.
99 cents times. Now it's inflation. Yeah, it's, no more. 29 cents, 39 cents, right?
Yes. That's what I did. So I count money, man, to, you know, get a sandwich. You know, and I say something. I gave an interview saying that, and one of the I don't know, one of the sentence over there, they were saying, okay, if he was a big star, how come he was counting cents here to eat a sandwich, you know? So they're like focused on that stuff, you know what I mean?
So there was an interview where you said that.
They grab the magazine, they say, okay, if he was a star in Brazil, you know, how come he was like, okay, he didn't have money to buy a sandwich over here?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the visa stuff, right? It's all who you get, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, like, so, because I did a few work visas, right, for my friends in Brazil and other places. And it's the guy doesn't like your face, right?
Exactly.
You never know. You can have all the
or
things.
maybe he didn't like my lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Which I can't assure that, but maybe they had a little, I don't know, man.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah.
You know, it's like.
Who was the attorney? The Wilner?
Was Robert Martin by the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, what a crazy story. And then I saw, I think you went to Chinguinhas. Did you go there already?
Yes, I did.
And I saw the flyer. I was like, no. I look at the address, Chinguinhas. No, it has to be affiliated in another country. You know, I'm like, what?
I was gonna announce before, but I was gonna do a surprise, you know, for my kid, my son. He didn't know the time we were getting here. So I told my wife, okay, let's not put it up over there.
Yeah.
We get to, he works at the store over here. So I say, okay, we're going to go to inside the store and we're going to order something. He's going to shock, you know. He's going to be like, oh, my goodness, you know. But my wife couldn't hold it, you know. She was like, I got to tell him. Then we start posting, you know.
Yeah. And it shows like your network, your friendships, the relationships you have here.
Yes, man.
Like I was like, okay, my dates are these. And then you already, like, all your friends are like booking you every day to do seminars and classes at their
really
places.
Glad, you know, like it just
Nino, all the
make me realize that, you know, I did
good.
Things good,
good
man,
work.
you know, good work, you know. Everybody and I keep receiving message from the guys. Hey, if I can help him, it would be great. You know, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate the love from everyone. You know.
Yeah.
And I have to say thanks to all the Gracies that helped me a lot, you know, to write letter for me. Hickson Gracie, you know, Renzo, Horium, Hoyler, all the guys, man, they
stepped up.
Yeah. It was great because, you know, it's hard to get a letter from, you know, a Gracie guy from the Grace family.
For sure. Especially all those guys too, you know.
So they have to trust you really well. So I appreciate, man, you know, all the love, and it was great. And I already thank each one of them, you know. Thank you so much.
Do you guys apply every year to get back on the visa?
So after for me to reapply for any visa again, I have to how can I say?
Wait.
No, I have to wait 10 years. But they said, okay, if you don't, how can I say? If you don't say that you are wrong, you cannot apply anymore. It was weird, man. So I had to say it. Okay, I made a mistake. So they say, okay, now that you
have to make a confession,
confession, exactly, yes, exactly.
Like
and I'm like,
Communist Party.
My lawyer
confession.
says, okay, if you don't accept it, it's gonna be hard. So every time you go there, they're gonna deny you. So accept it, stay 10 years without applying, and then after 10 years you can apply again. I'm like, 10 years.
Wow.
I was like, man. I looked to my wife and she's like, 10 years. I'm like, you know, and I tried it before. I said, okay, no, I'm going to... Then I tried before. I tried one visa in Angola. And they say, no, you had a little... I said, yeah, I had the problem. But, you know, they said, no, you cannot get the visa. I say, okay, so now I cannot get it anyway. So let's see what I can do. Then I found Carmen, which is a great lawyer. He was straight telling me all the, you know, my possibilities. He said, look, yes, your son is American, your daughter is American. You can get through them, but... You know, in my opinion, you can get it before, and you don't need them right now. You know, everything can happen between, you know. So let's try it this way. And I say, okay, I want to try it that way too. You know, I don't want to depend on my kids or anybody else, you know.
I think like there's always like things happen, right? But it's all how you perceive it, right? And things can be blessings in disguise, right? Like hardships, like you know your kids growing up appreciating, and also your kids growing up in Brazil as well, right?
Yeah.
Having both cultures, having American schooling and then going to Brazil.
I just heard my son on Tinguinhas Academy. He was talking to a guy, and he was saying, "Man, I appreciate I grew up in Brazil, you know, and I get to know
where I come from,
where I come from, and everything. So I appreciate, man. Now I'm here, and I'm glad that happens. You know, like I say, you know, I believe in God.
Yeah.
You know, we never know what God. You know, like for example, before when I was in America, I was just focused on America all the time. You know, when I went to Brazil, I got invited to go to Italy, Portugal, Angola, and Lebanon, and all that country. You know, beautiful countries, man. You know, so I'm glad too.
What made you?
I only regret that I never got to a fight in UFC. You know what I mean? That's my only thing, but you know,
God got ahead of the other plans.
Exactly. I don't know. I used to tell my friends and say maybe I would get my ass kicked really bad in national TV. You know, we never know, man. But that's okay. You know, for a long time, man, I was thinking about it. You know, but after that, it's okay.
Yeah.
God's plans. Man.
Yeah, that's it. You know. Yeah, you were there at the UFC, Napão, and just, I mean, so many years, right? From though you were one of the guys.
I still have my contract, you know? Even the letter they sent to me after a while, cancel the contract. I have everything. It's really good. I kept everything, you know?
Yeah. When I was, you know, we did the podcast a while back, you were just telling me, it was just so many things, right? It's like a long story. And it's almost like, is this real? Like, is this real? Is this like, is he just making the not that of course I trusted that it's real, but it was like a lot of things like, really, you know, like, why, you know, how does this make sense? But now that you're here, it's like, that was real. Everything was real. Everything you said.
I still, you know, like processing, you know what I mean? It's like, man, every day I wake up and I'm like, I've been here like a week, man. So I'm like, man, what's going on, you know? But anyway, I'm glad I'm here, man.
Taking the bus to go teach jiu-jitsu.
In Rio, man.
In Rio.
Yes. I don't know here, but in Rio, man, you take a bus in Rio, it's hard. It's hard. And you see all your friends, you know, when you go, you know Barra, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I get the bus at Barra, and everybody says, hey, what are you doing here, man? I'm like, I'm waiting for the bus. Bus, man? Getting a bus? I'm like, yeah, you want to give me a ride? Oh, no, it's okay, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting a bus, man.
Wow.
You know, then after I got a car from my father-in-law, which he had like a old car, you know? So he says, look, I don't use it anyway. You want to use it? For sure, man, you know, it's like an old car. All my friends had like new cars, and I'm like on the old car, you know, dropping my kids in the school, you know, and they're all happy because they didn't know about the car, you know.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah.
Did you ever think about doing something else, not doing jiu-jitsu?
Yes, I did.
Getting a real job.
Yes, I did. I did, man. I did work with a little bit with my mom. She sells, you know, apartments in Brazil, real estate.
Like real estate, huh?
Yeah. But fights is always my thing, man. You know, I was there, but I was thinking about, you know, fighting all the time and getting the visa and you know, I wasn't focused on that. But I tried.
That's the real test. You're willing to take a bus and go the hard way because you love it so much.
Yep.
Rather than getting some other non-jiu-jitsu job.
And doing like real estate with my mom was easy because, you know, she would pick me up, we'd stay together, you know, and I would stay in Barra. But I was like, no, it's not what I wanted, you know. I want to teach, man. I want to, you know, get back on my feet by teaching jiu-jitsu, you know, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
I got to put like a lot of my a lot of my old friends that we started together as a blue belt, you know, yellow belt to blue belt and everything, purple. They stopped as a purple belt. I came back and I put them to train jiu-jitsu again. Now they're like black belts, you know. A lot of guys stop it. When George left and I left, a lot of guys stop it. So I get back to Brazil. I got all of them to get back training jiu-jitsu again. You know, they all appreciate. They all like, most of them are black belts now.
Nice. At an older age. Huh?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
We had a master class, really good.
Where did you teach in Brazil?
I teach inside the TFT.
TFT.
Yeah, where Marreta grows, and now we have André Sergipano. Tata is the owner over there.
Right, Tata, yeah.
Yeah. Tatazinho. Yeah.
Like Lord Irving guys who go there too, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We have some, they are focused a little bit on more MMA. And then, like, I brought back jiu-jitsu again. You know, not that Tata didn't want jiu-jitsu, you know, but he was busy. And now he's back in the mat too, so, you know, glad they did.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
More somebody that like having a master there, right? That
Exactly.
experience, right?
Exactly.
Not some
Yeah.
young kid, tough guy, but somebody with life experience.
Exactly. And if I stop to think about it, you know, I believe I had to go through that. You know what I mean? My wife says that my head, my mind was like, I was sure, like, nose up. You know what I mean? Like, that's what she says. You know, I couldn't see it.
You needed some humility.
Yes. That's what she says. She says exactly that. So, man, you were like, maybe we're not gonna get together. You know, because you're like you up there, think that you're a superstar, and
that's real talk right there, right?
Yeah. I remember her telling me once, man. She said, "Look, if you don't get back on your feet, man, we're gonna have a huge fight. You know, come on."
Because
I wasn't
and
depressed.
stuff.
Yeah, I was depressed, man. I was like, you know, down. It was hard, man. But like I say, I had to go through it. You know.
Eat some humble pie and keep going.
Exactly.
Keep moving. Taking the bus.
Exactly.
That's the story.
Taking the bus, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took the bus in Brazil and Rio.
Yeah.
That's a crazy bus. That's a crazy bus ride.
There's always fights, man. Always fights inside the bus, dude.
The bus doesn't stop in Brazil.
Oh no.
And in Rio especially, it doesn't stop. It doesn't actually stop. You have to like, it slows down and then you jump. It opens, the doors open and you have to jump in.
You gotta tell the driver, say, hey, man, next one's mine. Next one's mine. He's like, okay, do it fast. I'm like, do it fast, man. Come on.
Same thing where you have to jump out. Like it slows down and then the doors open up and you jump out.
And there is people like waving to, you know. Yeah. There is always someone that, you know, don't want to pay it. Says, oh, I got the card. I'm like, well, okay, where is your card? I don't have the card. And then they fight, you know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's much better now, but.
It's better now?
Yeah, it's better now. It's better now. They have cameras everywhere, you know.
Oh, so they actually stop? They stop still?
They have to stop still now,
okay,
yeah. But yeah, imagine 13 years ago, it's still like, they're changing, you know.
Say stop, not because of the cameras.
I remember I have to go, I leave my house and my wife was like, already? Your class is like, I say, look, I don't know which bus is going to stop for me, so I got to go early. You know, so I go down and the first one passed by, the second one passed by, third one, I was like, then he stops. I'm like, crazy. The first one says, some other one's coming in the back. I need you to stop, man.
Let's fast forward. Your time, so your wife, she said that you guys moved here in 2000.
Yes.
In 2000. So 2000, I remember my wife in 2000. So in 2000, like the SoCal jiu-jitsu scene, the competition scene was starting. It was starting, you know, and you were a big part of that. What are some good memories you have? Drop some names and just some times, events.
Joe Moreira's tournament.
Joe Moreira tournament.
Would be very nice, man. Jean-Jacques tournament. Hickson Grace tournament. Remember super fights at the Hickson Grace tournament?
Yeah. So I met my wife because I came with my friend Alshana, who you met today, for the Hicks and Gracie tournament in 2000, actually.
2000, yeah.
Yeah, 2000. And
But it's like I remember.
the Joe Moreira was big.
Yes, I
It was
remember one
big.
super fight that I did at Joe Moreira's, and I also brought Jamelon. Remember Jamelon?
Jamelon.
So I brought him. He stays in my house. So and then if we fight, we get paid. If you don't fight, you don't get paid, right? So I had my fight, and Jamelon has his fight. So my opponent shows up. I went there and I won. You know, okay, got the money. Then I'm waiting for Jamelon's opponent to show up, and the guy didn't show up. So Jamelon needs the money to go back to Brazil with the money, you know, and everything. And I say, Joe, come on, man, get a fight for him. You know, it's like, oh, I'm trying everybody to, you know, to fight him, and I can't get it. I'm like, okay, can I fight him? So, would you fight him? And Jamelon's like, we're gonna fight him. I'm like, you wanna get paid or not? Okay, let's do it. Then I fought Jamelon too, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which was 0-0, but they gave it to him. I still say...
He was... Because I did deep half, you know? In the early days. No, but like, me and then John Malone did it later, like around that same time. Like, and then... When did I start? 97, 98 is when I started to do it. And him too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he did his deep half... Before it was called deep half, it was just called what was it called?
I'm still learning now, man. You know.
But now it's a whole.
Really,
it's a whole world, right?
I have to learn it. That's why today on the class I'm like, look, I call it this. I don't know what you guys call it. You know. But it's still like a lot. It's very hard for me to process the English now. You know. So I wanna now
getting back used to the culture and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But getting back to that, you know, Jamelon won the fight. In my opinion, he didn't win the fight, but that's okay.
You helped him. That's good. It's all good.
Yeah.
He got paid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he was very happy, you know.
What is some other...
He paid me a beer after.
Got you a beer. There you go. You guys can laugh about it. You can tell the story now, right? All these years later. Where's some other...
And he was in my house. We went home together. I'm like, you didn't beat me, man. He's like, come on, man, I beat you. I'm like, no, you didn't, man. Let's train over here.
Rematch in the living room.
I remember everybody's like, stop it. Stop arguing about that. I'm like, no, man, he didn't beat me. You know? It's crazy.
I remember when I was fighting, you know, MMA, you know, for about 10 years. And then I got back in jiu-jitsu, started doing master divisions and stuff. And it was a while. It was a few years, you know. And I remembered like all the yelling and yelling at the refs. And I was like, oh man, like I kind of didn't miss it, you know. And like everybody kind of squabbling over like this and that, you know, because a lot of things can be gray area, right? Not sure on the referee what if they give you a point or no points or
I miss that too, man.
You know, so I was like, man, like. You know, when I was coming back, I was like, oh, this is it's been a while, and some of those things I didn't miss, but then now that I'm back, like I'm, you know, it's like it's cool, man. It's really something special.
It is.
Yeah. So much energy put into like the people competing and you know, for you know.
I miss those times that the guys have start like hitting the mats. Go.
Yeah. What is
evolved too much, you know? Jiu-jitsu is like Carlos Gracie did a great job, man.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
great
job. It was raw. People would go on the mat, and you know, I mean,
we had the green mats, man. Remember those? Green mats?
Yeah, green. The puzzle mats, puzzle mats. Referees would get punched, and you know, like stuff like that would happen. You know, now like you go off the mat before the match is over, and you get disqualified, right? Stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
But that's kind of how you have to have it if you want to have it be legit, right? Because before it was like, you know, selva, right? A jungle was a jungle.
A jungle, man. It was. It
was cool for the time, right? It was cool, but for it to be like it is now.
Every time has his own, you know? That was... But I miss it, too. I miss it. Yeah.
You came for one of the first Pan Americans, yeah?
I came, I believe, for the second one.
So 97?
97. 98. 97.
Yeah.
I fought like believe 2 or 3. 2. No, 3. Got
Okay.
2 finals and 1 semifinal. Yeah.
What weight did you compete at?
Lightweight.
Lightweight. Okay, you always did lightweight, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
97.
always lightweight.
I competed in 97. I was in blue belt, but I have all the Gracie magazines. It was Gracie magazine because they had Gracie Journal before, right?
Mhm.
But I have all the old magazines, and so I remember looking because I was a nerd, so I would look at all because it was before YouTube and all these things. So that's where you got the
Read
information.
everything.
So I would know who got first, second, third. I knew it. I knew everybody. So I remember seeing your name, for it was you think you're brown belt maybe. Brown
The
belt?
first one was brown belt. Then the
97,
second, the
yeah.
third was black belt already.
Yeah. 6 degrees. So how many years as a black belt have you been?
22 years now.
22 years. Wow. So
A lot, no?
So 2000. You got your black belt?
Yes, I think
2000.
so.
Yeah.
Like I say, man, I don't know. I'm
I know,
really
I know,
bad
I
with,
know.
maybe more, man. Okay, I'm
So-
6 degrees, so
hold
it's
on,
336 plus 10.
So 60, yes. So 2000. So in 3 years, you get your 7th? No.
Yes, around that.
And so you get the coral belt.
Yes. In
Or is
3
it,
years.
or is it in 7 years? Is
No, I
there-
think it's 3 years I got my coral belt.
Okay.
I believe so.
And then after it's every 7 years.
Yes.
Okay. Megaton, huh?
See?
Did he put his coral belt on this year?
I don't think so yet.
No, he's coral belt for
Yes?
sure. Yeah.
Great.
But I'm not sure if he was. Oh, I
He's
talked
a
to him
so
before.
tough guy. He fights all the time, with
He
the
fought in
youngest guys.
every
Yes,
Worlds.
man. Yeah,
Every
I know.
Worlds. Since
It's too bad.
96.
I read about that. He didn't fight this time because of 3 points, right?
Oh no.
Yes.
He didn't make it.
Didn't make it. The last one, this last one now,
2022.
just because of the 3 points that he needs 3 points. IBJJF could let him fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a great guy, man. Great name.
Yeah. He'll probably won't stop and do this next one.
Yes, for sure, man. That's Megaton.
Yeah. What a genetics, huh?
Yes.
Competing at every Worlds.
Yeah,
And he can still do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He fought at the BJJ Batchu or BJJ Star, something like that. Yeah.
Man, it's like I said, I was been saying it's like emotional to have you here. It's for me too. It's like after all these years, I couldn't believe that you were here.
You wanna make me cry, huh, man?
No,
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Come on, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, but it is, man. It is, and thank you so much for opening your school today. Thanks for rolling with me, man.
Yeah.
It's honor, man. Believe me.
Honor is all mine.
I'm glad I could see some of the old students, and they're still training, man. Unbelievable. It's so great, man. I'm so grateful,
Jiu-jitsu is something else, huh?
Yes. I would say it, if it wasn't jiu-jitsu, of course, my family, God, my family first, but jiu-jitsu taught me a lot, man, wasn't for jiu-jitsu, I don't know, but I think I would taking the wrong direction, you know what I mean? But I'm glad, thanks George, my coach, that helped me a lot too. Thanks all my friends that gave me the support, keep pushing me up, you know what I mean? That was great, man. Thank you guys now for, opening your doors for me, all my friends in LA.
I mean, how many? It was like 20 something, and that was just the first week. As soon as you announced, I think people saw that you were coming back to LA.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of messages already. Thank God, man. It's good. I have seminars booked until August so far, and I still have to go to Miami for my coach George. He also
Is he living in Miami now?
he lives in Miami. And
What's he doing?
Teach jiu-jitsu.
Okay,
He's
okay.
his own school and it's doing fine. Jorge Pereira. Great coach, man. Like a father to me,
I think we did our first podcast. He was doing the Hero
Heroes.
Rio Heroes.
Yes, he became now
There's a reality show on-
reality show, yes.
Reality show.
He's
on
big in Brazil,
Vale
man.
Tudo fighting, basically
Yes.
like a street fight, right?
Mhm.
On camera.
Yeah, that's how we grow up with George, man. That is exactly what George thinking about it. It's amazing. You should do a podcast with George, man.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to.
Love it.
I'd love to.
It's interesting. You know?
I mean, talk about being raw. You know, that's like real, as raw as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Because of those times, right? Like, you know, of course now it's very
George
professional.
has like the, you know, like samurai mind, you know, like it's different.
A lot different now than from those days, you know?
Yes,
Like it
of
was,
course.
you know, people can talk and say stuff on the internet and yeah, totally different culture.
Totally different, man.
Yeah. In those days, you'd
you'd see George knock on your door for sure. Or he would get us to, you know, do so. You know, you have a problem with him, or you have a problem with us.
you fight.
Yeah, for him was like, okay, call the guy. Say,
That was
come
kind
to
of
my
the, that was kind of the real Gracie way in a way.
Yes.
That's how it was.
He
like
grew up with them, you know. It's
Yeah.
like that's how we learn it, you know. But I'm glad he did, you know. I'm glad he did. I'm glad he taught us like that too, you know. I don't get in a fight all the time, but if I have to, I don't back out.
You're ready,
you know.
What was the house? The house was it Hanzo's dad's house?
No, the house that George used to get the fights.
Yeah.
He also has like
Because you see the old videos with Jacare in it, the Allianz
so that's
founder.
George's house.
That's George's house.
George's house,
Okay.
yes.
So
George,
talk to me about that house.
man.
Tell people, explain the house.
Okay, so George get together with Pitoko from the Infight. Okay, so they decided they rent a house for to live there, but they think, okay, we have a huge living room, so we're gonna put the tatami here, and we're gonna make, you know, the training here.
Vale Tudo fights.
Man, that was like for us to train, but it became like a, you know, a Vale Tudo house.
It was supposed to be just like to train
You
jiu-jitsu.
get in a problem in the street, you don't fight in the street, you go to the house. You know? Then Leo Dalla, you know, had a huge fight against a guy from Jacaré Alliance. At the time, it wasn't Alliance. It was Master Academy or something.
Right.
You know? But that's how George used to do. Okay, don't fight in the street. You take over you take to the academy. You know, that's what he did.
Did they wear mouthpieces?
That is nothing, man. Nothing. You know?
How many fights did you see in that house?
I see it like...
And it was in Baja, huh?
There is also one in Sokka's house that Ryan fought a guy from the Carson Gracie, which was an amazing fight too, you know. It was like this, you know. It's okay, you can go to George's house or you can go to this house. Let's go to
Explain
house.
to somebody like a new guy, white belt, blue belt guy now.
For example, you walk in the street and you had a problem with someone bumps you, you know, like, what are you looking at? You know, you either fight in the street or you can go to somebody's house and fight over there. You know, or you go to a tournament. You screaming to your student, somebody screams back, and you get in an argument with that guy. Okay, you want to fight? Let's not fight here in the tournament. Let's fight over there. We lock the doors and only one comes out.
Lock the doors.
Lock the doors. That's how.
Do you
we
remember when they locked? Did you fought in there in the house?
Yes, I did.
And so when they locked the doors, what are you thinking?
Shit.
I shouldn't have had that fight.
Yeah,
that
man.
argument.
No,
with that guy.
I had one pretty quick, man. I had one that my father-in-law had a problem with some guy, you know, and the guy was.
You said your father?
Yeah, my father-in-law.
Dad.
Father-in-law.
Father-in-law. Yeah,
Father-in-law. So he had a problem with the guy, right? So that guy was pursuing, like after him all the time, comes to my house and everything. I was like, I believe, blue belt by the time. But the guy was a great boxer and a black belt in judo, you know?
So had good
and
control.
I was just 16, man. The guy was already 30, you know, so I don't know.
Old man strength.
Old man strength and black belt in judo, good boxing, you know. I remember that I talked to George about it. Said, man, this guy's been coming here and that. Says, I'll find out who's the guy. I said, okay. Then one day I got to the academy. The day after, 2 days after. And George says, do you have a Speedo? We have like, remember old times we used like swimming trunks. I don't know.
Speedos, yeah.
Speedos, right? So I say, yes, I do. Why? Oh, because I called that guy. He's coming here to fight you. I'm like, but fight what? We're going to train? He says, no, you're going to Vale Tudo with him. I say, why? Oh, because you either fight or he won't stop going after your father-in-law. I say, okay.
So what happened with your father-in-law? There was a...
He was married. The guy was married to my father-in-law ex-wife.
Oh.
So they have a little beef between them, you know.
Okay.
So the guy was a crazy guy. He was my father-in-law. Didn't fight, didn't do nothing, you know. But I say something to George that, you know, that guy was coming to my house every 2 times a week.
Okay.
You know, to scream at my father-in-law. You know what I mean? So
You're
then George set up a fight. I remember I almost asked like 3 times to stop that fight.
To not have it happen. Yeah.
It was hard, man. He was punching me. He was, you know, he's standing up. It was hard for me to take him down. The guy was a good judo. He was take me down, punch my face, slap my face, and I was 16.
And what happened?
What happened? He got tired. I continued the fight, but in my mind, I say, man, if I stop it, George is gonna put me to sleep, you know. So I better keep going. I'll keep going. I kept going. And after 20-something minutes, he got tired. And I was okay. So I took him down, and I get back all the punch he punched me, you know. I was like avenging, like boom, boom, boom. And then George says, okay, we are cool, we cool. And he says, oh, we cool. I say, okay, we cool. Don't visit my father-in-law no more. And the guy says, okay, I respect that. And that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
16, huh?
Yes.
And then he got you got you the car. Later.
Yeah, he got me the car, but he took it back because I crashed the car, you know.
Wow, that's a lot of history, huh? That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. That was, I believe, was considered my first Vale Tudo fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had some other fights in the street, but it was like little ones, you know what I mean? But that one was, I felt, you know, man, that is a saying. You have to leave a little door open, because that happens with me, you know. I knew it, man. I looked to my right, to my left, and there is no way for me to go. Man, I'm gonna have to fight, so you have to leave a little door open so the guy can, okay, you know what I mean? But I knew, man,
a way out.
Yeah, a way out, exactly. So I saw like, okay, man, George is lock the door. It's me, the guy, and George. George is not gonna stop it. Forget it. If I ask George, for me that's okay, it's gonna keep going. The guy would not stop. So I say, man, I'm gonna have to really fight till I kill this guy, you know? That's how I learned it. If I'm fighting someone on these days, I'll leave the door open, you know? So he can.
A way to quit, give up, yeah.
Yes.
You see that in MMA fights, right? In UFC and stuff. Like the guy's getting beat up, or he's giving up, you know, right? He's giving up, and they're taking their way out. They could still fight in their mind. They could still fight, but they don't want it. They don't want it, you know. They don't want it. They're giving the space to give up. Yeah.
If in that time you don't click it, you know, to do that turn, you will give up.
Yeah.
Which is hard. I'm not saying
like you're not committed. Like in a way, you have to be like samurai. They have to be willing to die, right?
Exactly.
Like you're 20 minutes, the guy's beating you up, and you have to be like, I'm gonna win or die trying.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But believe me, I thought about, you know, tapping like 4 or 5 times. But I looked at George and I'm like, it changed my mind.
What shifted you to, you know, you're taking the bus. What was the thing that made you shift? Be like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna do my best for my family, my kids. What was the moment? Do you remember? Like, I'm gonna change my perspective, my perception, my mindset. You know.
It was when I had the conversation with my wife. You know, that she looks at me. She says, look at yourself in the mirror. You know, you are a great guy. You're a great teacher. I see you teaching before, you know, and you are pushing yourself down. And I'm not going to go down with you. You know, I'll stay with you as much as I can, but, man, you are going down. And you can do better, you know. Look at your kids. Do something for them, you know. That's when I say, okay, it's time to, you know, get back on my feet.
Wake up.
And I remember I went to Italy to teach a seminar with Massimo. That's when You know,
You got it.
I got it.
You're back.
Yes.
Well, you're fully back, huh? And now to LA and America.
And I'm glad, man.
So
really
happy.
Appreciate that, man.
I live here now, and we got to be on the mat together.
For
and
sure, man.
Hang out.
Please do that sweep that you always do it, man. It's really hard to defend it.
That deep half. You got me. That was right with the Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Because there was a few. It was a no-gi. There weren't that many events in those days. But you got a Dars.
That was
a
great tournament, by the way, man.
Yeah.
Who used to run that? Relson Gracie, right?
Helson.
Was Arnold Gracie.
On the Arnold Schwarzenegger event, right?
Yeah.
They had a lot of fitness things there. Fitness
Yes.
Expo, I think it was called. And then they had a jiu-jitsu event, and they paid money, right? Those times it was like $3,000 to $5,000.
I think it was $3,000 for the winner and $1,500 for the second place.
Which was like a lot of money in those days.
Yeah.
Back when it was 3,000 was still 3,000.
Yes,
right?
of course, man. Yeah. I got in the final with Shaolin and was like, oh, Shaolin was in my house. Oh, come on, man, let's split this money. It was good money, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Good times, man.
Had a
Good
huge
times.
trophy and it was great, man.
Yeah. Cool. Congratulations on an amazing career, amazing comeback story.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate
being a dad, family guy, and just going through everything you went through.
It's fun to be back.
Being an example.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad I did all that. And yeah, that's it, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For the rolling, for the training, for the seminar. It was everything great, man. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Tamo junto.
Tamo junto.